Hi! Today we are looking at 3 types of red and orange, or 4 types.
4?
Of kind of reddies and orangish colors.
Of inks. Fountain pen inks.
Yes! And funnily enough, they have rather similar names.
Actually, there is a theme, isn't there?
Writer's Blood, Oxblood,
Blood
Orange, and the outlier, which is Ancient Copper.
Ancient Copper.
But we have 3 types of blood, which is just a funny little coinky-dink.
Yeah, what we're looking at is Oxblood, which is an ink I got at Christmas time, and I've been using it and really enjoying it. And it's by all 4 of these are by Diamine, which is one of my favorite brands. And I realized that I have 4 similar colors, and I believe actually Diamine has several others along that line.
You can see that they have a specific naming convention for their red tints.
Yeah, well, that's true, right?
Which is like...
Yeah, and so...
Blood.
The Diamine Writer's Blood is a Reddit group ink. They voted on this.
Yes.
Blood Orange is one of the 150 anniversary inks, which comes in a triangular bottle.
And blood oranges taste good.
Actually, that's true.
They also only grow in around winter and I think some fall periods.
In Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, in the Northern Hemisphere, which is why they're actually rarer and more expensive.
Yeah, but they probably come from tropical Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, although it's typically in colder climate, colder conditions that they grow best.
Okay, so then we have Ancient Copper and Oxblood. Yeah. So we're going to look at Oxblood first, and then we'll compare these to see similarities in the inks, right? We'll do some swatching. So anyway, I got Oxblood. Now, when you open it up...
I will say, we kind of have like a gradient going on.
Yeah, there is.
With like Writer's Blood being the darkest.
That might be the lighter.
There's like...
This is darker than... Yeah, probably go like that, would you say?
No, I'd say like...
Anyway.
Like that kind of... See?
You're going dark to light?
Oh, yeah, dark to light.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
As you can see, we have like a gradient, so we're going to look at them and have some fun.
Yeah, so Diamine, I really like Diamine bottles. They're very stable.
Very pretty design.
It's a very nice design. It has a good size cap. And we'll do a little swatch. Whoops.
That's a glass pen.
That's a glass pen. Yeah, and I have it inked up in this Diplomat Magnum, which is a really nice little pen.
I'm going to be looking at it with the glass pen myself.
You're going to do a glass pen dip. I'm going to do a little swatch first. Just give me a second here.
Yep.
And we'll put that down. See how that looks.
It looks
similar
to blood.
Well, it's a very dark color.
It is.
You know, I thought it would be a little redder, but it actually looks very sort of
bloody. It's the best description I can give. It's gruesome, yes, but it's accurate.
Yeah, anyway.
It's a very pretty color. It is a very pretty color.
It's a rich red.
Nice.
There's some black. Is there shading going on
there?
You
can tell it has a little bit of brown tints almost. Like kind of earthy tones in the outer areas where it's thinner. And where it's deeper, it's a nice crimson.
Yeah. So I have it inked up in this lovely little pen. I like to match colors. So I'm just going to do, you're going to do a little, you write blood orange there, or Oxblood right there. E.
My dyslexic brain is not...
There's another over there.
Sorry, my dyslexic little brain
Okay, you wash that. I have a jar for you to wash that in. So I'm going to do a little writing sample. So
turn the water red.
Yeah. The quick brown fox, right? Jump.
Excuse my handwriting. It's something.
Yeah. So, as you see, this little Magnum has a nice line variation. I'm going to use a Platinum Prefante to dip and do a writing sample. You're going to use the glass pen. And let's see.
This fella.
How wet is that? We're going to give it a couple seconds just to see how long it takes.
It seems like a rather wet ink. Because say like this, I did go pretty thick because this is a broken tip and that's how it writes.
Yeah.
But like I can still pick it up.
That's still wet, yeah.
Like I can still pick it up like from here and use that to write.
Now I like it because it's not like a bright red, even though I like bright red. I shouldn't say I like bright red.
If you're left-handed, you will be smudging.
Yes, you will be smudging. But it's just, it dries nice. It looks really good on the page. Easy to read. I like an ink. If I have a red, I don't want something that's hard to read.
If we look at that, it has lost quite a lot of the variation in the areas that have soaked in. The area that does look
Did it bleed through? No, it didn't bleed through.
But the area that does look different is mainly the wet stuff. So it was pretty varied originally, but
the next one we're going to do. The next one we're going to do is probably going to be the most different of all four, and that is Writer's Blood. Right?
One of
I would say Writer's
inks.
Blood. Oh, what?
One of my favorite inks, personally.
Yeah.
It's a lovely kind of
purple
maroon.
Maroon.
I don't know if that's a term.
Yeah. Now these aren't.
I've forgotten how to speak today. Words are hard. Please excuse me.
Yeah. Now these aren't shimmer inks. They're not really marketed as sheening or shading inks at all. They're just a really nice, rich color. Writer's Blood. I love the name actually because it's writers give their blood and soul to their work.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
And this wouldn't be. I'm going to say is going to be the most different. I'm guessing. But we'll find out. Actually, you know what? That's very similar when you put it down.
It's rather crimson. Well, I think if you gave it a side-by-side, you might notice the difference. So
you're going to do a little side-by-side?
Like, this one's definitely more earthy.
Earthy?
Yes.
A little. Anyway, I'm looking at that, and there aren't as many differences as I would have expected.
This looks like velvet.
I'm going to dip it.
I'd say this looks like velvet.
Velvet? Yeah. I'm going to do a quick writing sample.
The Oxblood is a little bit more like PEI soil, actually. You know what I mean?
Red iron oxide, yeah. We have sandy soil here. And it's full of iron, and we live on a sandbar, essentially. And the iron rusts in the soil, so we have the reddish soil. A quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Those two are actually a lot more similar than I was expecting. But I like both of them, really.
I prefer the Writer's Blood.
You prefer the Writer's Blood?
There's
a bit more character to the Writer's Blood, would you say?
It's less earthy, which some people might not like.
Yeah.
But I love just how, like, velvety and, like...
There's more purple to the Writer's Blood. Just a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I personally prefer the Writer's Blood. I am a little biased.
Yeah. Now, Blood Orange and Ancient Copper are going to be quite different, I think, from these two. Right? Yeah. Now, I love the Blood Orange packaging. What a beautiful little bottle.
It's like a little bit of cheese.
Little wedge. And if you buy
got like a bunch of them, then you can make like a circle out of it.
Actually,
like
that's
a
the whole
mega jar.
That's the whole idea with the 150th anniversary.
I like it. If we could, I'm sure that if we could purchase every purchase. I don't know why I said it like that. But if we could purchase every single one of the 150th anniversary things, I'm sure Dad would.
Yeah. Now, you really notice quite a difference.
That's red.
That is a red. But also, it's a red that I like because it's not so light that it's hard to... I find if the red runs to pink, I have a hard time reading it. And I find with Blood Orange, it's actually quite easy to use. It looks really nice.
Now, the glass pen does give a little thicker line, as you can see up there.
Let's see how it is with this dip. So...
Flows rather nicely.
Actually, it is a nice flowing. You know what? All of
the Diamine
are really nice flowing inks.
Rather consistent with their viscosity, I will say.
Okay.
So overall, they are generally rather consistent and pleasant to write with.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're drawing or writing, you can have some lines that end up a little thicker and some that are thinner,
well,
and not
nice,
because you apply pressure, but just because the ink decided.
Yeah, you get
that
nice. You get some nice line variation.
Not bad, but this one really gives you control over your line thickness and how everything works.
Yeah.
It doesn't spill out.
Yeah.
As much, but it gives a nice flow. I don't know what I'm talking about, but if I say it with confidence, people might believe it.
Yeah. Now, I'm quite surprised, actually, in how similar Oxblood and Writer's Blood are. I'm quite surprised.
And this thicker section, I will remark, the thicker section of the Oxblood is still not dry.
Yeah, it's still drying. That's just...
and the
that's dry. Yeah.
Writer's Blood is.
Right.
So the Oxblood does take quite a lot to dry.
This is by no means a scientific survey.
No, but if you are right-handed, it will end up all over your hand.
Now, here's the thing. I thought,
ooh.
Okay, I'm going to do a little writing.
So this is Ancient Copper, the one that doesn't have blood in its name, and it looks maybe the most similar to blood. Like fresh blood.
A little bit.
It might be like one of the closest. Yeah. Just weird for one that doesn't have blood in the name. To look similar to blood still.
Okay. Now, actually...
It's like a slasher film.
You know, I thought it would be... When I look at it, it's... I like how when it's drying, like there's a bit more orange coming out. That's, the blood orange is a beautiful red, right? It's a perfect red for me because I can read that on the page. It doesn't dazzle the eye when you're looking at a bunch of text. There's a bit more stuff going on with the Ancient Copper.
It's also rather earthy, I will say.
Yeah, it's the Ancient Copper.
Like, yeah.
That actually reminds me.
Which makes sense because it's copper.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of like autumn leaves and things like that.
It does.
And
it looks like it.
Yeah. So which one do you prefer? If you had to pick one of these. Actually, you know what? I would have thought if I had to pick one of these, they would all, it would be easy.
It's a toss-up between these two.
If you were to buy, say, do you need all four of these inks? Right? Do you say what would you say? Do you need all four of these inks? Even though yes, you do.
The ones that you would want.
As a person who loves inks, I'm saying yes, you do need all these inks. But if you were sort of trying to cut back on your ink purchases, and you were allowed to buy two of these, Sam, which would you buy?
These ones.
Those two.
Because I like the earthy tones of these. But I prefer the vibrancy of this, which is very nice, very bright, very potent.
Yeah.
The blood orange looks incredibly good. It gives a lovely red color. And the Writer's Blood is always going to be one of my favorites because it's a lovely purpley red. If you're looking for a red ink, go with this. If you're looking for more purpley ink, go for this. Or a darker red.
So this is Writer's Blood?
Yes.
Writer's
Blood is... I don't know. It depends on what I'm looking for between these two.
Yeah.
But those are what I would go with.
Yeah, so this is the one we started off the video talking about, which was Oxblood, which is the newest ink I got. And
it's finally dry.
It's a very nice ink, and I'm really enjoying using it. But I'm one of those people that says, yes, you do need all these inks if you're into inks. Of course you do. Who doesn't need more ink, right? But if I had to pick between Oxblood and say Writer's Blood, because they're very similar, I would still go to Writer's Blood, I think. If I had to pick between all four of these, that's a little harder because there is enough variation between the top two and the bottom two.
When it comes to my father, he is a fiend for ink.
Yeah.
So
But if I had to pick two, I would actually kind of agree with you, Sam. If I was to pick two of these four, I would agree with you. I would go with Writer's Blood, and I would go with Blood Orange.
Although it does really depend on what you're looking for. If you were looking for a earthier set of colors, then I would go with that for your red and that for your orange.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind...
But I'm a fan of vibrancy.
Yeah. Now, I really should have done this all with the same pen,
Probably.
But that's okay. Now, you know what? The Ancient Copper is actually a beautiful brown. It's very much like a burnt sienna.
It's very nice.
It's drying lighter as it goes. Yeah, they're all beautiful inks. Anyway, let me know in the comments which one of these you would buy if you had to pick just one or two. Have you tried Oxblood? Do you like it? Do you prefer Writer's Blood? Do you prefer Blood Orange? Let us know in the comments. Also, what other inks from Diamine along these tones do you think we should look at? Like, there's a couple other red ones that I quite am curious of and will probably get someday. And what else do we need to talk about? Oh, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up.
And
if you're new around here,
we'd implore you to subscribe.
He's imploring you to subscribe.
I am a small Victorian boy.
You're a small...
talking to you.
You're a small Victorian saying, please...
Subscribe.
Please, sir, can I have some more ink, sir?
May I have a subscription, sir?
Okay.
We must purchase more inanke.
Okay, now you're getting weird.
I am terrible at voices.
That was supposed to be his Scottish accent, but we will not go there. Oh, it wasn't? Okay. Oh, okay.
Wait, you thought it was?
No, I knew it was your Irish one.
No,
anyway.
it wasn't.
All right. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Thanks a lot for watching.
Have a good one, everyone.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.